Hook 1. Why do some people seem unshakable, while others fall apart at the first sign of stress? Hook 2. The secret might not be talent or luck, but something far more powerful, mental strength. Hook 3. And surprisingly, 10 common habits might be quietly stealing your inner strength without you even realizing it. Let's uncover them through the timeless lens of Buddhist wisdom. Having a strong and resilient mind isn't just helpful, it's absolutely essential to how we handle life. It's like a hidden superpower that allows us to keep going, even when the road gets bumpy. Think of mental strength as the quiet force behind every achievement. It helps us face challenges with courage, stay committed to our goals, and keep moving forward even when our skills or knowledge fall short. This video explores core teachings of Buddhism and how they relate to 10 specific habits that silently weaken our mental resilience. By recognizing and transforming these habits using Buddhist insights, we can begin a powerful journey, one where our minds become steadier, stronger, and more capable of bouncing back when life gets hard. Habit number 1. Having a negative mindset. Imagine your mind as a bright, sunny sky. Now picture a thick, gray cloud blocking that light. That's what a negative mindset does. It casts a gloomy filter over everything, dimming even the moments that should bring you joy. When you're always focused on what's going wrong, it's like wearing dark-tinted glasses. No matter how beautiful the world is, everything appears dull and lifeless. This habit weakens us because it convinces us that failure is inevitable, that happiness is out of reach. It shapes our outlook until we start avoiding opportunities, too afraid to try because we've already decided we'll fail. Over time, this mindset doesn't just color our emotions, it dictates our actions. But Buddhism offers a powerful antidote. One of its foundational practices is mindfulness, learning to observe your thoughts without judging them. Instead of letting negativity spiral, we pause, acknowledge those thoughts, and gently shift our focus toward the positive. It's like sweeping away the clouds to let the sun break through. Another powerful tool is metta meditation, or loving kindness. In this practice, we intentionally send warm, compassionate thoughts to ourselves and others. Over time, it softens our inner dialogue and gradually replaces bitterness with empathy and peace. Buddhism also teaches us about impermanence, that all things, good or bad, are temporary. This truth helps us stop treating every hardship like a lifelong sentence. Just as storms pass and the sky clears, our struggles will eventually fade. And knowing that gives us the mental flexibility to face life's ups and downs with greater strength and calm. When we adopt these teachings, we begin to free ourselves from the invisible chains of negativity. We build a more resilient, balanced, and peaceful mind, one that doesn't collapse under pressure, but rises with grace. Ready to discover the second habit that weakens your mind, and what Buddhism says about breaking free from it? Let's dive into habit number 2, complaining about things outside your control. As we explored how a negative mindset can quietly erode our inner strength, there's another habit, just as silent, yet just as damaging: not expressing yourself. Not expressing yourself is like owning a treasure chest filled with gold, but never unlocking it. It's a habit that quietly eats away at our mental resilience because it stops us from sharing our thoughts, our feelings, and our truths with the world. Imagine trying to navigate a pitch-dark room without switching on the light. Everything becomes confusing, overwhelming, and even frightening. That's what it's like to keep everything bottled up inside. According to Buddhist teachings, this habit doesn't just isolate us, it weakens us from within. In Buddhism, authentic self-expression is considered a key foundation of mental well-being. When we suppress our emotions, it's like shaking up a soda bottle and keeping the cap tightly sealed. Sooner or later, the pressure builds, and it explodes. That explosion might not be loud, but it can show up as stress, anxiety, or a deep feeling of being overwhelmed. To release this inner tension, Buddhism offers a powerful practice: right speech. This is about communicating with truth, kindness, and awareness. It's like planting seeds of light and understanding. Over time, those seeds grow into a garden of deeper connection with others and with ourselves. When we speak mindfully and with compassion, we begin to build bridges instead of walls. Overcoming the habit of silence also requires another powerful Buddhist tool: mindfulness. Mindfulness is like a mirror. It allows us to see our thoughts clearly without judgment. By being present, we learn to recognize our feelings as they arise and give them voice, gently, truthfully, and wisely. An expression isn't just about words. Our gestures, body language, even our silence, all speak volumes. These nonverbal cues are like a secret language, often saying more than we realize. When we become aware of this layer of communication, we become more honest, not just with others, but with ourselves. By practicing these teachings, we begin to open that locked treasure chest within us. We breathe life into our inner world and share it with those around us. Expressing ourselves authentically is like opening a window to let fresh air in. It clears the space, it brightens the room, and it brings new energy into our lives. And that brings us to another habit that drains our mental strength, one that many of us fall into when life doesn't go our way: blaming others for our problems. Let's explore how this habit holds us back and how Buddhism shows us the way forward. In the previous part, we learned how shifting from unrealistic fantasies to mindful visualization helps us stay grounded and resilient. Now, we move to a deeply human need: our personal relationships, and what happens when we stop making time for them. Neglecting personal relationships is like owning a beautiful garden, but forgetting to water the plants. At first, things may still look fine, but slowly, the leaves start to dry, the colors fade, and one day you realize everything has withered. This habit weakens our mental strength because, at our core, humans are social beings. We thrive on connection. Relationships offer joy, support, and a sense of belonging that cannot be replaced. Imagine trying to sail across the ocean with no wind in your sails. You might drift, but the journey becomes painfully slow and lonely. That's what it feels like when we stop nurturing the bonds with those we care about. Buddhism teaches us that time and presence are gifts, ones we often take for granted. When we don't make time for others, it's like closing the door to a warm, inviting home. The comfort, support, and shared moments we once had begin to disappear. Misunderstandings grow like weeds in a forgotten garden. Distance replaces intimacy. Over time, this emotional neglect leads to isolation, weakening our mental and emotional resilience. But just as a garden can bloom again with care, so too can our relationships, if we choose to be present. Presence is like sunshine for the heart. When we give quality time to our loved ones, we water the roots of connection. We nourish trust and rebuild emotional closeness. Communication, too, is essential. It's the wind that keeps our relationships moving forward. When we take time to listen, to truly share our thoughts and feelings, We breathe life back into the relationship. Buddhism also reminds us of a powerful truth: impermanence. Nothing lasts forever, not even the time we have with the people we love. It's like savoring a delicious meal. We cherish it more when we know it won't last forever. Understanding this helps us value each moment and motivates us to invest our time and energy where it truly matters. Incorporating these teachings into our lives helps us see personal relationships not as distractions, but as essential threads in the fabric of our well-being. When we choose to nurture them, we cultivate not just love, but strength, a deep, sustaining strength that carries us through life's highs and lows. As we learn to reconnect with the people who matter most, we also face another challenge: learning how to deal with our own emotions. Let's now explore what happens when we let our emotions take the wheel, and how Buddhist wisdom can guide us back to calm, balanced inner control. Earlier, we explored how emotional intelligence can help us avoid being swept away by inner storms. Now, let's turn to another deeply human struggle: the urge to control everything around us. Trying to control everything in life is like juggling far too many balls. At first, you may keep them all in the air, but eventually, exhaustion sets in, and they start to fall. This habit quietly weakens the mind because it fuels frustration, anxiety, and the painful illusion that if we just try hard enough, we can force the world to bend to our will. But life doesn't work that way. Imagine trying to catch the wind with your bare hands. The more you grasp, the more it slips through your fingers. That's what control feels like: an exhausting chase after something that was never meant to be held. Buddhist teachings gently remind us that this illusion of control is rooted in attachment. And one of the most liberating lessons in Buddhism is the practice of non-attachment, learning to let go of what we cannot hold. It's like realizing we can't cling to clouds. They shift and change no matter how tightly we try to hold on. When we constantly try to manage every detail, it's like trying to hold water in a clenched fist. It only slips away, leaving us tense and disappointed. But surrendering control doesn't mean giving up. It means shifting our focus to what we can do, tending the garden, even if we can't control the weather. We plant seeds, we water them, we care for them. But we accept that sunshine and rain aren't in our hands. This surrender brings peace. It's like loosening a tight grip and realizing how much lighter your hands feel. Mindfulness becomes our anchor here. It grounds us in the present moment and helps us focus on what's within our reach. When we release the need to control, we stop resisting life and start flowing with it. It's like catching the wind in a sail. Instead of fighting the breeze, we harness it and move forward with grace. Buddhism teaches that true empowerment comes not from control, but from alignment with life's natural rhythms. The paradox is this: the more we surrender, the more strength we gain. When we let go of the need to micromanage every outcome, we open ourselves to possibilities far greater than what we could have planned. As we begin to loosen our grip on control, another common mental trap comes into view: dwelling on the past. In the next part, we'll explore how carrying old memories can weigh us down, and how Buddhist mindfulness offers a way to let go and move forward. In the last part, we explored the burden of trying to control everything and how letting go can actually set us free. Now, we turn to another invisible weight many of us carry every day: the past. Dwelling on the past is like trying to walk backward while looking over your shoulder. Sooner or later, you stumble, you lose your sense of direction, and instead of moving forward, you remain stuck, mentally trapped in what once was. When we cling to what's already happened, we rob ourselves of the present. Old regrets, old wounds, old stories, they become like heavy stones in a backpack we refuse to set down. It's like keeping a bandage over a wound long after it's healed. Not only is it unnecessary, but it also prevents us from fully embracing the vitality of life today. Buddhism gently reminds us that forgiveness is the doorway out of this trap, not just forgiving others, but also forgiving ourselves. Imagine opening a window after a long winter. The air rushes in, you breathe again. Forgiveness works the same way. It clears the space so we can step into the present, unburdened. At the heart of this is the Buddhist teaching of impermanence. Everything changes. Nothing stays the same. It's like watching a river flow. Each moment the water is new. But when we dwell on the past, it's like trying to freeze that river in place. The water stops moving. The vitality disappears. To let go of the past, we need self-compassion. That means offering ourselves the same understanding we'd give a friend going through a hard time. It's like saying to ourselves, "It's okay. You've done your best." Instead of letting the past define us, we allow it to teach us, not imprison us. When we embrace mindfulness, forgiveness, and self-compassion, something beautiful happens. We unchain ourselves from yesterday. We step into the present not with heaviness, but with lightness and openness, ready to receive life as it is, here and now. And finally, we come to the 10th and final habit, one that may be small in appearance, but heavy in impact: worrying about what others say and do. Let's explore how this habit steals our strength and how Buddhist teachings offer a path to true inner freedom.